Hey guys, welcome back to another episode of Reflection by Abia. It is your girl Abia Grant here. I hope everyone is blessed on this a beautiful Sunday. I am now sitting here and just looking at the sun shining through my window. And I was like, right now is the perfect time to record the podcast episode. I feel like the energy it's just really in alignment right now. So I was like, you know what? Let's go ahead and record this podcast episode. But I hope you guys are all having a blessed day. I hope that your week was prosperous. I hope that you were able to maybe some things that you wanted to tackle, you were able to tackle those things this week. I hope that whenever you may be listening to this, that the start of your week was beautiful and you are listening to me, and now you're just going to have a continuous beautiful week, or whenever you may be listening to this, whether it may be the week or weekend. So my week has been, I guess you could say, a little bit not normal. I was actually preparing for a dinner party that we were having or had our at my home with myself and my husband, some of his friends, and one of my friends, and it was a very successful experience. Like, one of the things that my husband he said is that our home loves when we have guests. It loves good energy, and I felt like that dinner party just was just good energy, and being able to reconnect with people and build, friendships, and get to know people and their experiences. It's just a very blessed experience. I guess that would be the best way to put it. So, navigating into the podcast and everything, I was just kind of like, okay, I hope I'm able to do this episode and be here with you guys because, like I said, a whole lot was going on, but I was like, you know what? I gotta show up. I gotta be here, even though, a lot was going on this week. I took a nap and everything. So I was like, okay, let me take a nap and I'm just going to feel much better once I wake up. So I did that and we're here. We're here and we're feeling really, really, really good. With it being Sunday, we're about to jump back into Monday, so back into, the grind and everything, so we know how that can be. But as I said, I hope that you're having a beautiful and blessed day. So let's go ahead and get into today's topic. And I really wanted to, I tend to kind of, towards like the middle, end of the week, decide on what I want the topic to be. And I was talking to my mom this week, and I spoke to you guys last week, I believe, in regards to her now navigating into this new realm of being an entrepreneur and running her own business and what she's trying to do with that. And she's kind of in a little bit of a tug of war, I guess you could say, situation, because she's navigating from her, I guess you could say, 9 to 5, but it's not really 9 to 5. She's navigating from her regular job, and now she's going to this entrepreneur realm, and she's really trying to, make sure that one is just going through the right steps and getting the right support system and making sure that she's doing the right thing. So one of the things that came up in our conversation is it's okay to put yourself first. It's okay to be unapologetic about where you are in your life, and you should not feel guilty. And I think we all deal with this thinking, no matter if it's due to work or it could be due to family, it could be due to friends. And we were just basically talking about just being okay and being sound in your decisions and what you feel like is best for yourself. So I'm going to go into, what I feel like is the definition of putting yourself first. And I kind of just pretty much combined a couple of different words that I thought work well with each other. Is not neglecting your own needs and being disservice to yourself. Setting healthy boundaries for your well being and making time for what you want. Putting yourself first so that you are in the best place so that you could be the best person for yourself and for others. And I think that this definition, it just touches on so many things, is because putting yourself first, I think a lot of people lose track and they think that means being selfish or you're only thinking about yourself. And honestly, I do not feel like that is the complete definition. I don't feel like that's the complete thing that you're trying to do. I think for me, putting myself first means that I am aligning with what is best for me so that I can present the best person outdoors or the best person to my partner or the best person to my friend. So I think that society kind of labels it as, oh, you're only thinking about you. But it's not really that. It's not really like you're thinking about you at all. Some parts of it, yes, you're having to focus on yourself, but just think about it that if you were not to work on yourself, you were not giving yourself what you need, how would you be showing up? You know, because you may be showing up in a negative spirit. You may be showing up with speaking to someone in a way they don't need to be spoken to. You can be, it's just so many different ways in which it cannot be good, you know. So when I think about putting yourself first, as I said before, I think about how you're paying it forward, you know? So, ways in which I, directly put myself first, and I jotted down a couple of things that I personally do. And I've been doing these things over, I want to say, the past year or so. And I wasn't doing these things before, but it's really allowed me to set a path for myself, and really focus on what I truly want to do. So I have down here meditation. Meditation is so important. And I don't mean like, oh, okay, you got to sit here with your eyes closed and be in an uncomfortable position. You could be laying down with your eyes open. You could be meditating outside. You could be laying outside on your cot or your rug or whatever and looking up at the sky. You can meditate by sitting in the park. Like, I believe one of the things I had told you guys before is I like being by the water. So you could sit by the water and meditate and listen to, the ocean or the lake or whatever may be around. You could be listening to the birds. Just having the space to center yourself. I think a lot of times when we don't utilize meditation, and I'm speaking for myself directly, is as if everything is going on at the same time. So I feel like meditation is a very important part. It's because you're able to quiet the mind, because the mind is always going. So we have to create a way in order to put the mind to rest and saying, okay, it's time for you to quiet down. It's time for you to recenter yourself so that you are able to move the way that you need to move or want to move. That's the reason why I put it at the top, because I feel like it's the most useful thing that you can honestly do for yourself, is reconnecting to your energy and finding that calmness within you. So one of the other tools that I have been using is fitness. I work out, I lift and everything, but you don't necessarily have to lift. You could do yoga, you could do Pilates, you can do all sorts of different type of fitness activities and exercises in order to reconnect with yourself. I feel like also I use exercise in order to release. It's a kind of like another form of meditation where I'm calming the brain down and I'm focusing on this one thing, this one task in this moment. It gives me the ability just to feel also good about myself. It's helped with me boosting my confidence. I've lost a lot of weight in addition to that, and I feel like it's just basically pouring back into you. So one of the other things I put down here is cooking food for yourself that is going to be healing towards your body. When I was speaking to one of the young ladies yesterday, she was talking about some of the meals that she makes and how that she's treating her body in a positive way. She's giving her body the foods and the nourishment that it needs in order to thrive and prosper and go to the next level where her body is not in pain. I feel like a lot of times, we go through this avenue of not taking care of ourselves or neglecting ourselves due to what we are consuming. I speak about this on my YouTube channel. It's like I meal prep. I meal prep because I want to know that whatever I'm consuming, I'm in control of it. I don't want nobody else to be in control of it. And I'm putting myself first because I want this for me. So one of the next things I wanted to speak about is doing a reset. So you may or may not know what a reset is, but basically a reset is where everything is in chaos, pretty much, or it may not be in chaos. Maybe everything, no, 9 times at a time is chaos. I'm gonna be honest with you, and you're having to pause in order to organize. And I was speaking to my mom about this because she has her business where she's, working with clothing. So I was basically walking her through, how to basically reset her structure on how she is, grouping everything and putting things into certain categories or where she's actually going to sell the item and things. And I feel like it's very important to reset yourself so that you can have a successful navigation. You can have a successful ending or route or whatever, you want to call it. I feel like when we are in the space of chaos, think about it. If you're in a room with garbage and toys and everything just in the middle of the room, or the room is just destroyed, how do you feel internally? You feel like, okay, I'm unable or unable to make a sound decision. Why are you unable to make a sound decision? Because the place that you are in is unorganized. Now, some people are able to thrive in being unorganized. I just know that I'm not able to thrive in being unorganized. I feel like it hampers me from reaching the next level. Like, think about it when you're at work. When you're at work, you structure your day, you structure your tasks. Why do you structure your tasks? Because you want to be able to do everything in the right way, and you want to be able to touch on all the things that you're trying to touch on. If you are all over the place and doing different things, then you're never able to focus on the task or task that you're trying to do. So for me, I create a schedule for myself. I know that I have a tendency to forget, sometimes when reports have to be sent out. So I set a daily alert on my computer that pops up that shows me, okay, this task is due today or this assignment is due today. If I know that it's something that's going to be due in the future, I know 2 weeks from now, whenever that task is due, I'm not going to remember. So I put a notification on my computer so that maybe a week before the notification starts to pop up to let me know that this task has to be completed. It's the same thing in business. In business, you basically find somebody in order to organize, and or you organize your business. Maybe you would start finding, or I want to say navigate in your business, but what I want to say is maybe you start looking at how you want your business to be run. Then maybe you will look at, okay, what type of people would you want in a certain position, or create the positions that you're looking for. Then you may go into what type of people that you want to fill in that position. And then maybe you'll go into the structure of how you want the office layout to be. And then maybe you'll go into whatever. The thing is that you're creating order. The reason why you're creating order is so that you'll be able to complete each thing without feeling like there is complete chaos. So I know I stayed a lot on that particular topic of reset, but I see that a lot of people do that, and it really helps. And I use it. It really, really, really helps me just structure myself. And I'm able to also put myself first because I'm structuring my day in order for me to accomplish what I'm trying to accomplish. And I'm quieting my mind. I feel like a reset just quiets your mind, because if I'm over here acting in hysterics, I'm not putting myself first. Putting myself first means that I'm taking care of me, but I'm not taking care of me because I'm not taking care of this. So I need to organize myself so that I'm not over here, losing it. You know what I mean? So let's go ahead and get into the next item. So I got do something that will help your future. I speak about this a lot in aligning and deciding what do you want for yourself, or maybe each day you do something for yourself. Maybe you get yourself a cup of coffee on this day or a cup of tea on this day. Maybe on this day you will, I don't know, different things. I'm trying to think of some of the things that I do for myself. So I may, let's see, let me think about it for a second. So one day I may do a self-care day, take care of my face and do like a skincare day. Another day I may do my hair. Another day I may purchase something that I really wanted to get for myself. The thing is that I'm doing something that will make me feel good. And I also have to think about it, or I think about it in the future in regards to that. Me taking care of myself at this particular moment allows for me to feel good on the back end. When I'm a day later, I'm feeling like, wow, I did a really nice thing for myself. And it makes me want to continue to do nice things for myself. So doing something that will help your future, doing something that will make you feel good is very important. I think a lot of people, I can't say, I don't know a lot, but I think we have this tendency to neglect ourselves and then wonder why we're not happy. Yes, and saying why we're not happy with wherever we are, or we say, well, this is the pattern. No, you have to create a system for yourself. You have to do what you feel good doing for yourself, and it's okay. It's okay to want to be happy. It's okay to want to do something positive for yourself, because at the end of the day, you got to be with you. You know what I mean? You have to deal with the good and the bad and the ugly. And if you don't, it's going to be a tough situation, because I think about it in the space of when I was working at I speak about me working at my employer and how I was not taking care of myself. I was not working out. I was not meal prepping. I wasn't doing any of the things that I spoke to you guys about. I was not doing those things. And what happened later on in the future? I was in a space of just anxiety. I was in a space of feeling like, why am I even here? You know what I mean? So it's kind of like you gotta take care of yourself in the moment so that a year from now, you're not feeling like, wow, I just wasted a whole 12 months and I'm still in the same place as I was before. You know what I mean? Like, that's just no place to be. So also I have here removing projects or people that aren't essential and helping me achieve my goals. So I speak about that in regards to sometimes we have to eliminate people and or things that we thought were important to ourselves because they're not necessary. Either the person is not adding towards the goal, and or they're doubting what you're trying to do. So why would you associate yourself with that energy? You know what I mean? And then also in regards to removing tasks, I think sometimes we get stuck in this space of this is the task at hand and it got to be done this particular way. And the way that we've been doing it, there hasn't been much success. So therefore, I feel like we have to understand, okay, we tried, but we need to navigate a different direction. We need to either eliminate the task in itself because it's not adding towards, our feeling good about ourselves and putting back into ourselves, and or sometimes you just have to change up how you're doing it. I speak about it in regards to my YouTube channel. I was putting out 2 videos a week. Now I'm at the podcasting. I can't edit 2 videos a week and do the podcast. So what does that mean? In order for me to feel good, in order for me to give what I need to give to people and myself, I need to only have one video that comes out on my YouTube channel a week and one, audio recording for the podcast. Because if I try to do more, I know that I am going to be overwhelmed. So therefore, I need to take care of my energy so that what I'm putting out to you guys are good energy. Because if I'm over here trying to do everything, who's losing? I'm losing because I'm not taking care of myself. You guys are going to lose because you're not getting the proper content from me. So that means I got to let something go. And it's okay. It's okay. So let's go ahead and get into the next topic. And that's here of what I wrote down. Being unapologetic, set boundaries, and not feeling guilty. So I spoke about the experience, with my mom, and she was getting into a place of where she was feeling like, I don't want to be around these people anymore. And she gave her 2 weeks notice and she had 1 week left over. And I said, okay, then don't go back. Why put yourself through? If you know that you don't want to be a certain place, why force yourself to be there? For what? It's not bringing any joy to you. It's not in alignment with what you see for yourself. So why put yourself through it? I think a lot of times we tend to do this because we feel like, well, we don't want people to talk negatively about us. Or we should just be able to suck it up and deal with it. Or, there's so many different avenues that our mind can go. And I'm just like, for what? Why do that for? If it's not bringing you joy, why bother? Why? Why even bother with it if it's not pouring back into you? You know what I mean? And you shouldn't feel guilty about where you are at, you should feel like I'm putting myself at the top of the list before anything else. You know, I'm putting myself first because at the end of the day, I'm going to be honest with you guys. Nobody is going to put you first but you. Yes, we have our partners and everything. We put our partners first, and I'm not speaking it to it in the realm of that. I'm speaking to it in the realm of just you as an individual. At the end of the day, I have to put myself first. I have to take care of me so that I'm the right person for my partner. You know? And if I don't do what I'm supposed to do, if I don't take care of me, then what good am I? What good am I? So I don't think that we should feel guilty for wanting peace. We should all want peace. We should all want happiness. We should not be in a place of where we just doing something just to do it. Like life is only but so much time and you're going to spend it not happy? Like, no. Spend it doing the things that you want to do. Spend it doing taking care of yourself. Spend it in a positive way. Not being in a space that you don't want to be in. So, let's see. So I have here, these feelings can hold you back, but you need to take a moment and think, is what I'm asking for myself irrational? And if you feel the answer, or sorry. So I'm reading my notes, and then my notes are kind of like not noting the way that it's supposed to be. So I have here, let me just go ahead and read, zhuzh that back. These feelings can hold you back, but you need to take a moment and think, is what I'm asking for myself worth it? Or is it irrational? And I feel like anytime that you're asking for yourself to be happy, it's never irrational. As long as you're doing it in the right way and you're not taking advantage of other people and or what they got going on, and you are living in a positive space and a positive light and giving off positive energy, there's never a point in which you should say, no, that's irrational. It should always be a yes. It should always be a yes every time that you are doing what is right for yourself. You should never feel like I should have to do something just because this is going to bring this person. How can I say? As I'm thinking about it in a way, with my mom, because she was feeling guilty of not returning back to work. And she was like, I gave my all to this job, but I feel guilty of not returning back for this week. So, the thing I asked her is, well, why? Why should you feel guilty for taking care of you? Why? You're not doing anything bad. You are putting yourself first. So why should you feel bad that you're putting yourself first? And I feel like it's such not a normal thing. I feel like it's such a weird space when we actually start to take care of ourselves. I feel like we think that we don't deserve it. And the thing is that we do deserve happiness. We do. Why should we not be? Why should we not want the best for ourselves? And I know I keep repeating that, but the thing is that I see it so much in people. I see it in my workplace of, people not happy. And I'm just like, I walk in the door and I'm happy. And I have not always been that way. But I said, no, things got to change. I'm not going to walk in there with this negative spirit. I'm going to walk in there like, yeah, life is good. God woke me up this morning. I'm here. I'm representing. I'm going to, this is going to be a successful day. And I'm not saying that every day is like this, guys. There's some days that's bad. There's some days in which I do have my moments. I mean, you've heard them in the past couple of weeks. I do have my moments, but I try to pull myself out of those moments because I just know that it's not the best place to be. And I try to recenter myself. I use my meditation. I use, what I feel that the tools in which I, receive, just the tools in which I put in my little bucket, I pull those out and I said, okay, it's time to work on me. You know, it's time to work on me because this person here that's showing up, this is not the person that you want to be. And I think it's a revelation in regards to just calling yourself out. Sometimes we gotta call ourselves out. It's just, you know, especially when we we know it's not the right way we supposed to be moving. We know it's not pouring back into good energy, you know. So I'm gonna go ahead and read today's quote, and then we're gonna go ahead and end today's podcast. So this quote is from Cheryl Strayed, and the quote says, "What's important is that you make the leap, jump high and hard, with intention and heart. Pay no minds to the vision that the committee made up. You get to make your life." So I'm gonna read that one more time. What is important is that you make the leap. Jump high and hard with intention and heart. Pay no minds to the vision that the committee made. You get to make your own life. This is your journey. This is nobody else's journey but yours. You got to go in there with the full force of everything that you got within you. You got to turn off the outside noise. You got to turn the dial off. Because there's always going to be people that's going to spit negative energy. And you got to be like, nah, I'm not dealing with that. You go over there. And it has to be intentional in regards to you're not doing something just to do it. You're doing something because it's in your being. It's in, like it says, it's in your heart. This is what you're supposed to do. You're not doing it just because, you think that you should do it. You're not doing it just because you're trying to get something out of it. I mean, you're doing it for multiple reasons. You're doing it because it's the right thing to do. It's what's going to make you a better person. That's going to make you feel good. That's going to take care of you. Take care of yourself. And making you feel happy. I think that that's the most important part is that, again, I say it again. You gotta be happy. It's important for you to be happy because I look at when I was meeting with the yesterday at the dinner party and we were all talking and everything, just the energy and the positivity uplifted me. So just imagine somebody entering your world which is a negative spirit. If an uplifting spirit can uplift you, what do you think a negative spirit could do? So, and it made me be like, okay, this is what the podcast is going to be about. It's going to be about taking care of yourself, being unapologetic about it, and living your life. Not feeling any quarrels, not feeling anything. Just doing what is right. So, that is today's podcast. That is where I'm going to leave it off at. I hope that this podcast was good for you and it brought enlightenment to you and your mindset and everything. I'm trying to I like to write these notes down because I try to stay on track, but I deviate. I start throwing in extra, tidbits here and there and everything. But I always want to come from a place of helping people, and I know a lot of people are out here dealing with a lot of things. So if what I say can help you, awesome. That's the point. That's the point of why I'm here, is to help people, help myself, help people. You know what I mean? So that is where we're going to leave it at. All right, guys. So make sure that you stay blessed out there in those streets. Make sure that you treat each other kindly out there in those streets. God willing, I will talk to you guys in the next podcast next week. I hope that you have a prosperous week and all that you asked for is in abundance and it all just falls right into your lap. I pray all of it for you guys. All right, guys, I will talk to you later. All right, have a good day.